fangen gerade an, auf die Bühne zu kommen. Kurt, Garloff und Assaf Sauer. Ich darf kurz vorstellen, Kurt Garloff ist CEO der S7n Cloud Services GmbH. Ich hoffe, das war richtig. Yes. Er sieht in Open Source Technologie die Chance, mit den besten EntwicklerInnen weltweit zusammenzuarbeiten und dabei innovative Plattformen zu bauen, die er und die Nutzer dann selbst kontrollieren und gestalten können. Assaf ist Gründer und CTO der Stacktic. Für ihn steht SCS für die Zukunft der Infrastruktur, wo Souveränität nicht nur ein Feature ist, sondern das Fundament dessen bildet, wie wir Technologie entwickeln und bereitstellen. In diesem Sinne, viel Spaß. Braucht ihr nicht?
Danke, Anja. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob wir das brauchen, weil wir ja den Laptop angeschlossen haben. And I will switch to English now, because my co-speaker, Assaf, prefers it. Sorry?
Deutsch is good.
Oh, you're prepared to do it in German?
Of course.
Gut, dann mache ich auf Deutsch weiter, das geht auch. All right. Now, hopefully nobody is now, how should I say, disappointed that we're not doing it in English. But yeah. that's great. Let's do it for the German audience. I think it's mostly German speakers. Martin will maybe be angry at me, but he has the live translation. Okay. Yeah, I'm impressed by the tool, actually. Good. So we have done this sovereign cloud stack project that you've heard a bit about already earlier today. You'll hear more about it in the afternoon again. When we looked at the stack, well, let me actually, yeah. Guter Hinweis. Gut, dann rede ich jetzt wieder auf Deutsch. Als wir den Sovereign Cloud Stack gemacht haben, haben wir uns überlegt, ne, was ist es, was an Souveränitätserwartungen existiert in der Industrie, und haben darüber ein paar Gespräche geführt, und dann haben wir auch unsere eigene Definition digitaler Souveränität aufgebaut. Und das Ergebnis, was wir liefern, ist das, was man hier auf der Folie sieht. Ne? Das sind einerseits die Standards, die dem Nutzer die Möglichkeit geben, Workloads problemlos umzuziehen von Cloud A nach Cloud B, von einem Anbieter zum nächsten. Und das ist wichtig, weil das eben diesen Login-Effekt, diese Abhängigkeit löst. Das Zweite, was wir gemacht haben, ist, Standards sind schön und recht, aber wenn die nicht irgendwie in einer produktionsreifen Art und Weise umgesetzt sind, dann bleiben sie vielleicht auch Theorie. Das haben wir in der Industrie das eine oder andere Mal auch schon erlebt. Deswegen modulare Open-Source-Referenzimplementierung. Und das ist ja auch diejenige, die in Produktion ist. Christian hat mit Ossism einen Teil davon geliefert und gerade da erzählt, wie das im Einsatz ist bei der BTC. Und produktionsreif heißt natürlich auch, dass das Zeug updatefähig ist. Also es gibt immer mal wieder so Unternehmen, die, weiß ich nicht, vor 30 Jahren angefangen haben, Software zu machen, und die verstehen eben nicht, dass man, wenn man Software nicht ständig austauschen kann, man Software Engineering nicht verstanden hat. Aber es gibt's immer noch, und es ist wahrscheinlich erschreckend, wie viel es das noch gibt. Und das Dritte ist, das Ganze muss man ja auch betreiben können, und betreiben ist schwieriger als einmal aufbauen. Ne? Und das Wissen dazu, wie man das macht, das ist das dritte Ergebnis. Das haben wir jetzt für unseren Bereich Sovereign Cloud Stack getan. Das ist ein Bild aus der GovStack-Veröffentlichung. Wir bauen erstmal auf Commodity-Server-Hardware auf. Da wünschen wir uns auch mehr Souveränität, aber das ist nichts, was wir aus unserem Projekt heraus lösen können. Das müssen andere tun. Wir unterstützen das gerne politisch, oder wenn es denn da ist, nutzen das auch sehr gerne. Aber das ist nichts, was wir lösen. Wir managen die Hardware. Wir haben eine Virtualisierungsschicht. Compute, Storage, Netzwerk wird virtualisiert. Und dann managen wir obendrauf Container-Cluster. Also sowohl die Container selbst als auch das Cluster-Management mit der Cluster-API und den Cluster-Stacks ist Teil der Lösung. Und dann die Tools, die man dazu braucht, das zu verwalten: Betriebstools, Monitoring, Lifecycle-Management, Audit, Security, Logs, Alert-Management, sind alles Teile, die man tun muss. Die sind nicht klassisch Teil des funktionalen Stacks, aber die muss man im Griff haben, damit man so eine Plattform auch betreiben kann. Das ist Teil dessen, was wir gemacht haben, das Identity Management. Und wichtig dabei, das Identity Management so, dass man föderieren kann. Weil die Vision ist nicht unbedingt, ich will nur von einem Anbieter zum nächsten wechseln, sondern vielleicht möchte ich auch 2 oder 3 oder 15 davon gleichzeitig nutzen, um eine Skalierung hinzubekommen, vielleicht über verschiedene Geografien. Und da muss man das Nutzermanagement föderieren können. Das Ganze muss sicher sein, das soll dieses Schloss andeuten. Wenn man das jetzt in ein größeres Bild einbaut, und das ist ein Bild, was von der Akatech mal vor ein paar Jahren gemalt wurde, dann kann man sich vorstellen, wir haben unten so eine Cloud, wie sie Souverän Cloud Stack bereitstellt, Hardware in einem Rechenzentrum, Netzwerk, Software, Netzwerk, Storage und Compute virtualisiert, eine Virtualisierungsstandard drüber, eine Containerschicht drüber und dann vielleicht sogar noch ein Cross-Cloud-Container-Management, ne, was mit Gardener zum Beispiel möglich ist und dank dem neuen Neonefos auch sogar als Open-Source-Projekt, das neutral gemanagt wird, glaube ich, jetzt auch so den Ansprüchen entspricht, die man haben möchte an Souveränität. Und dann schauen wir auf die Schicht 1 drüber, wo es ganz viele Plattformdienste gibt, wo gemanagte Plattformdienste bereitgestellt werden. Wenn man zu AWS geht und guckt, das sind über 100, ja, die es da gibt. Und wir haben zunehmend die Situation, dass Nutzer, die Anwendungen entwickeln, einfach diese gemanagten Dienste erwarten und darauf aufbauen wollen. Und da hatten wir aus SCS-Sicht keine gute Antwort zu. Ne? Wir haben gesagt, wir haben eine super Schnittstelle mit einem gut standardisierten Kubernetes, da kann man drauf Plattformdienste bauen, aber wir haben es nicht selbst getan. Dafür war unser Projekt nicht groß, breit genug zu. Ne? Und wir hatten irgendwann einen Projektantrag in diesem IPSI-Kontext geschrieben, der aber dann nicht passiert ist. Also da konnten wir dann selbst auch nicht wirklich was zu beisteuern. Aber das Schöne ist, ich bin letztens auf dem Tech Riders Festival unterwegs gewesen, habe Assaf kennengelernt und da gibt es eine schöne Lösung, die der Assaf uns gleich vorstellen möchte, um genau diesen Teil des Ökosystems auch mit souveräneren Lösungen auszustatten. Ne? Und dann fangen wir an, über Kubernetes-Operatoren zu sprechen und dann, wie man Dienste zusammenbaut. Und jetzt, Assaf, darfst du gerne übernehmen.
Yeah, so hello, my Deutsch is under construction, so I would switch to English. Well, for many years, by the way. Okay. Just let me look for my slides.
This should just be the next slide, should be yours.
I actually did a little bit of change.
Oh.
Aha. Okay, sorry for the change.
You're younger than I am. I stopped doing last-minute slides, I think a year ago or two.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so not long ago, I used to work for American vendors, which you all know, and which was acquired by another American vendor and by another one. And my customers were stuck in a limbo, which means everyone had some kind of strategy what to do next. And now with the AI, they had a lot of thinking about like private Llama, OpenAI agent, how they move from Cloud Foundry, how they migrate from VMs to modern application Kubernetes. And of course, the banks had the monolithic and microservices issues, okay? And everyone had the strategy of open source, okay? And that's the reason why actually OpenAI and Spotify and all these big giants using open source, yeah? Because it's margin effective, it's flexible, it's not vendor lock, and you need to have a very, very good engineering. So everyone wants, but is it applicable? Not really. So especially in enterprise, it's super difficult to maintain, create this kind of a ops team that manage data ops and machine learning on top of Kubernetes open source. That's not easy. And if you think why it's so complicated, yeah? So if you think about creating today AI and ML on top of Kubernetes, you think about you need a team of SRE and very talented data ops, and you need to create a versioning, manage a lot of dependencies, and then you have the security part on top of that. If you think about all this complexity, it can end up with one word, relationship, okay? Because everything somehow related to data pipeline is a one database syncing to another database, logs, API, microservices. It's all about all kind of game between modern, this is the idea about modern application to break everything into small services, and this is the complexity of engineering. Now you have another complexity, okay? Let's think today that enterprise want to use open source Kafka, like Streamzy, okay? Think about it, yeah? So the Kafka itself is being managed by Apache Software Foundation, okay? Which is great, it's one of the best ever, yeah? And then you have the Streamzy, which is actually under cloud native, that the father is Linux Foundation. And then you have a lot of small companies that are actually related to the connectors or other things, okay? You can use Persona as the MongoDB. It's great, by the way. So basically, you have now to deal with full, like multi-foundations of things. You know, it's not only about technical dependencies. You speak about like compatibility. You speak about documentation. And this problem creates a chaos. Yeah, it creates a chaos because nobody from enterprise will take responsibility, or not many, to maintain this mess of beautiful open source and beautiful technologies. Okay, so what is Stacktic? Stacktic is, first of all, the core before being platform engineering. It's a logic platform that's solving relationship. Simple as that. It can integrate different technologies, understand relationship, and automate relationship. That's everything it does, yeah? So it's creating a metadata. You understand, okay, I have a backend connected to database. What needs to happen now? Okay, you need to create secret, environment, sync, connectors, and it's creating everything automatically. That's what it does. It's also unify different kind of foundation and open source and create stabilized ecosystem where everything compatible to each other, which means the flow we saw before with Kafka, it's actually being automated. We understand dependencies, we understand the platform, and we create this kind of umbrella that unify this mess of chaos of beautiful technologies. So, in other words, if you take today the advantage and disadvantage of open source versus managed services, and it doesn't have to be AWS, yeah, it can be Confluent Kafka, which is a great product, by the way. But if you compare, the main problem is the operation overhead, and from the other side, there is the vendor lock. We basically leveraging the unification of the open source, and we create a new kind of managed open source versus managed services hyperscalers. The vision is actually to provide a substitute to the US managed, or not only US, to the managed services today, and to provide something which is unified, a lot of technology, and being adaptable and catch the future. And we took it a little step further, yeah? So we said, okay, so we automate human tasks, we automate topologies, complex technologies. We also managed to automate security and compliances and other things, and to create this kind of a private stack where the data, the stack, and each component sitting in a completely private sovereignty. Everything is yours. You can deploy it in a one command everywhere, in a tank, in a car, in an airplane, doesn't matter. Okay, I will not get into that one. Yeah, okay. So, let me show you the system. So we spoke about Kafka, okay? This is how Stacktic looks. 5 minutes. Oh, sorry, I'll be very quick, okay? So basically we spoke about Kafka. So in this example, you can connect Kafka, you can create a topic, you can connect the topic to some kind of bucket. Then you can do a lot of other things. Yeah, you can create a different kind of AI environment. Everything will be automatically generated into a repository. And this repository will include all the configuration, including documentation, which means if you go today to the Kafka, you will be able to see the documentation of the Kafka, including the configuration, everything, yeah? And you will be able to see the general audit report for the CISO. Okay, so it's things that actually managed services never did today. No human mistakes. Everything is up and running. And if you connect a little link from Prometheus, for example, to the Kafka component or to any other component, automatically you will get dashboards, and a lot of them, yeah? So you can actually see the dashboard of each services, APIs, library, everything happens automatically. No human, yeah? Like everything being automated. We basically automate human works, topology, everything to make it even more easy and simple than managed services. This system can be sit on every cloud. On every sovereign cloud, you can put it. It's all based open source, completely. Do I need to stop here? I can
I think you have like 2 or 3 more minutes.
Oh, for Q&A or?
No. We have additional Q&A time.
So basically, the idea is to automate everything beyond the code, which means I'm not getting involved with the code. I'm not getting involved with the database. I'm automating the API, the sync, all the dependencies, every documentation for developers, documentation for security. We automate security like someone mentioned NSXT, correct? So here we can actually automate hundreds of network policies creating microsegmentation. NSXT costs $1 million for customers to create a microsegmentation. It's not automating it. We do it, and we are not network guys, yeah? We are developers. We do it with the metadata, we understand the direction, we shoot like 200 network policies, no human errors, okay? We're creating this kind of multi-layers of automation that can change the industry, yeah? And can create a full sovereignty solution, because today we speak a lot about, and it's great, we build a lot of clouds in Europe, yeah? And we build cloud that provide sovereignty and provide independence. But what about the stack? How can we convince someone to move away from AWS glue to Kubernetes or to your cloud if you don't provide this kind of an extra layer of simplification? Okay, I will stop here maybe for Q&A. Thank you.
Fantastisch. Vielen Dank, Kurt. Thank you, Assaf.
Thank you.
Who would like to start with a short, quick question? Wer traut sich anzufangen?
Any language allowed, as long as it's German or English.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for the presentation. It was really interesting. I'm hooked, so I will look into it. But I was just wondering, how is the failure rate? So when you now do the network policy, you do tests. Do you have any stats for us to see how well it?
Sorry, if
your failure rate.
Failure.
Rate.
Failure rate.
Failure rate.
Errors.
Got you. I thought payment rate. Okay.
No.
I think it's your question.
Yeah. So basically, can I show another little piece here? Basically, what we do, it's not only about like automation. It's also about validation, okay? So basically on top of this automation, we have an agent that do it's quite, I need to show you in order to explain, but it's creating automation of validation, which means it's going to every API, every database, and creating like some kind, like humans that create testing. It's validating it, so it's covering end-to-end. So it's automating the human work. And I know it sounds very bad, you automate ops and stuff but in general, the idea is good. It's to innovate, it's to create this kind of a no human errors solution. But okay, I will not show you how it works right now.
Weitere Fragen? Ganz selten. Und dann vorne.
Thank you for the presentation. My question is about the automation part. So how exactly does it work? Is it like, I don't know, bash scripts, Ansible, like software in Go or any other programming language? Yeah, what is it?
So basically it's a logic framework and it's very different. It's when you create a link from one service or one database, we basically map it. We map the attributes, we map and we analyze. So it's also based with an AI, but AI that doesn't make any mistakes because it's limited to our own logic and framework. So it's not like a guessing AI where if you go to the documentation or anything, we will see it's very accurate. So it's a combination of a logic system that map metadata, and this is the core idea. And then we have the AI that actually helping with the automation on top of that. Make sense? Or
Maybe adding one detail. I've seen a lot of YAML files with lots of Jinja templating inside.
Yep.
When I looked at the output. Maybe as a hint to how it's working internally.
Who is talking? Sorry, I'm...
Okay.
So, okay.
Weitere Fragen? Wir haben noch Zeit. Entschuldigung, richtig, Lisa.
I'm Tatiana from Stacktic, and I have no question, but I wanted to add on what Assaf just showed. We were talking a lot today about how to start with sovereignty and how to, move suddenly from Microsoft to somewhere. But I guess the biggest chance, and this is also the reason why we created Stacktic, is that take what we have. We have a lot of applications in Germany and Europe which need to be modernized, and we have a way how to do it fast and quick. So maybe not to replace all of Microsoft things they've done for the last 25 years, but maybe just start with local, simple, daily applications what every company has.
So, I mean, when I look at what the hyperscalers do, they've used a lot of open source software and have turned those open source software into managed services in a proprietary way. And actually, those platform services is what actually makes the login so strong to those hyperscalers. And using that same open source technology, putting a framework around that you can yourself automate, and you do not depend on the hyperscalers to do the managed service for you, actually provides you the freedom to now, again, be free to choose your cloud, to use sovereign technology, to actually touch the open source software yourself, if you like, because you're not detached from it anymore. And that's why I like it. That's why I like the work we're doing here, and that's why I proposed also this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.